What's up guys, Bluddshed here, bringing you the Necromancer starter build for Diablo 3, patch 265 and season 17. This is based off the Inarius set. In this series, we take you from level 1, give you recommendations throughout the whole seasonal process, all the way up into GR push builds. It's kind of like a survival guide type series. First things first, don't complete the challenge rift 5:13. It's gonna reset here on Monday in a few days. Do not reset it, because if you haven't heard, the season starts on the 17th. So you want to be able to claim that challenge rift bag next week when the season starts on a new seasonal character. So make a new character, get the challenge rift bag. I will put a link to the challenge rift video if you haven't seen it in the description. It covers all the details, what it does and all that stuff. So check it out. When you open up your challenge rift bag, you're going to get about 475 blood shards. For Necromancer in the past, we have recommended you go for gloves for the grasps of essence. They give you a nice multiplier. You get corpse lance really early also, so you have this with you always. There's a really high chance to get it since it's the only legendary in the item pool here. If you're feeling really lucky, you can go for the ring. There's two possible outcomes with legendaries. You can get the Circle of Nigel's Evil, which is the skeletal mage ring, which is really good. But we are getting the Inarius set. So this season, I recommend you wait till 35 and you roll phylacteries for the Iron Rose. They changed it, so now Siphon Blood has a 100% chance to cast a free Blood Nova when you attack with it. So it's just basically like free damage the rest of the way. Necro does have a really easy time because the Challenge Rift bag now gives you 35 DBs, which we're also going to cover here after this. But I would go for the Iron Rose 100%. And if you get a lost time, it's cool. It's not a bad way to increase your movement speed and things like that. Since you have 35 DBs, we can do an upgrade. I would definitely go for two-handed scythes. All 4 scythes at level 70 are really good. And again, check the Challenger video if you're kind of lost right now. I didn't want to cover every detail from the Challenger bag and all the starter videos. I wanted to keep it moving, right? We got a lot, 7 classes to get through. If you upgrade a two-handed level 70 scythe, you can get the Bloodtide Blade, which is amazing. It got buffed this patch to 400% per stack instead of 100. You can get the Maltorius's Bone Spike or Petrified Spike. It does 700% multiplier. Nayer's Black Death. It gives you 100% poison per skill you use, per poison skill. So you can get like 5 poison skills going. And then Relena's is amazing. It gives you essence and it gives you damage per essence. So you want to put essence on your passive, on your Paragon once you get it, and on your weapons whenever possible. So basically this is the core of the kit now. Now that the Challenger bag gives us enough to do an upgrade early season, I would recommend from level 1 or until you get your Blood Rush around the 20s or something like that. From level 1 to 20-ish, take some time and go get the cube. Once you go get the cube, you can put one of these bad boys in the cube right away. So you can do it at level 1. Just make sure maybe you do some massacre bonuses along the way. Level 1's really slow going. You kind of have to, it's a long trek through Sescheron. So if you're in a 4-player group, one of you guys draw short straws and somebody go get the cube for everyone else. That might be the way to go. And again, you can massacre bonus on your way, so you're not wasting too much time. But from level 1, essentially you're going to have one of these 4 items. Since there's not that many two-handed scythes, and the ones that there are really good, you basically have an easy leveling process from level 1 all the way to the end of the season, man. You get going right away. While leveling 1 to 70, you want to focus on whatever legendary you get. So if you get the Death Nova, obviously you want to focus on Death Nova. This is my favorite rune, Unstable Compound. If you get Singularity, I'd probably focus on Singularity Mages just because it has some nice synergy there, but it does improve your damage across the board for everything. I will have links to the 4-piece Death Nova, Singularity, Bone Spear, and Nayer start, right? If you get Nayers, you can use any of the spells that you like. I really like Bone Spear, Blight Spear. For the Maltorius Bone Spike, I like the Shatter rune because it has a nice boom, explosion, shatter effect. And again, I'll have links for this in the description for the quick 4 pieces for you. We're talking about the 1 to 70 right now. But basically, you can use whatever you want. When you have a 700% multiplier, you can use whatever rune while leveling. You're going to be so far ahead of the content. I would definitely bump it up to Torment 1 minimum if I had a nice multiplier like this. Alternatively, since you are going to get a guaranteed multiplier when you're leveling, you can save your blood shards for 70 if you wanted. Just spend them when you get full. Once you hit 70, you're going to have to do a set of bounties for your season journey to unlock your Hadrig's gift, which is going to be Inarius this time around. Make sure you're there for the Malthael kill. On any difficulty, you get these Reaper's Wraps, and it's really good for Necromancer all the way through the game. Anything with Lawn is going to be able to use them if they're ancient. If they're not ancient, you still get to use them with Inarius, Rothma, and it's just nice to have Reaper's Wraps. You can put them in the cube, you get extra resource, and Necro doesn't have any way to naturally restore their resource. As you can see, you have to consume corpses or you have to use a generator to get this back. So it's really important to just make sure you accept the Malthael kill and be there for that. Also, once you hit 70, you can craft some sick gear. Make sure to just delete everything basically that is bad and craft some gear. Also, when you hit level 61, the 61 to 70, keep an eye out. Sometimes there's some jewelry from level 61. That's Reaper of Souls expansion territory, 61 to 70. Just keep an eye, keep a lookout for double crit cooldown, double crit cooldowns everywhere. Keep an eye out for this kind of stuff. It's really awesome. And you can get that at a low level. A lot of times I'll use like level 61 jewelry, even more than level 70 because they have bad stats, right? You want that double crit main stat everywhere, double crit cooldown everywhere. Like these gloves would be great if they had crit damage and cooldown. So just look for that kind of stuff. Necro needs a lot of cooldown and Necro needs, all classes need a lot of crit and crit damage unless you're focusing on Thorns. For the 4-piece Inarius GR20 clear, no matter what two-hander you get, you'll absolutely obliterate the GR20 clear. So I'm going to do it with Bone Spear, which is arguably the weakest of the 4, just to kind of showcase the power. So it's a 700% multiplier. Bloodtide Blade is going to 400 per stack. Again, we're not using any Paragon. Nothing in the cube other than the Spike and the 4-piece Inarius, even like baseline marquee gems. We really bare bones it here, right? And then of course Reaper's Wraps, which are free, and then you get the materials in the Challenger bag to make Reaper's Wraps, so that's pretty cool. My favorite is the Shatter Rune, but honestly you can use whatever you like. They're all really good. I just like the little AoE on impact. It has a nice effect, and it does damage the longer it travels, so if you throw it farther away, it kind of ramps up in power. And we got Boggets here, so this is a really bad mob type also. And using those Reaper's Wraps is nice for resource. It doesn't burn too much resource, but you know, you can kind of see, you just walk through and throw spikes and 1-2 shot everything. I'm trying to look for some good density so I can really showcase. Here's an elite. Okay, this might be good. This might be good. Let me build up some resource here. Get in a nice angle. The AoE explosion is pretty good. You can also use Cannibalize in the build as well for more health. I think I'm using Devouring Aura because I'm lazy and I know I'll be able to get through. I mean, you can look at the, yeah, you can see the progression. I didn't even look at the progression of the rift. You can see the progression of the rift. It just starts to skyrocket. It's actually super face roll and you'll be able to jump to like T7 right away. So there you go. 1-2 shot everything. Again, the farther you are away, the better. Another tip is the first GR you do every single season is gonna be a Bane of the Powerful. So Bane of the Powerful is gonna give you 20% more damage when you kill an elite pack. So that's guaranteed every single time. So you can definitely keep an eye out for that the first time. You can even do like a GR1 and then get it. Let me go ahead and finish off this elite here, get some more resource. Oh, we have a Siphon Blood. Yeah, we get more essence that way faster, so. 1 spear, 2 spear, spears for everybody. Yeah, Necro has a good start. The Challenger bag having the guaranteed weapon really kind of sets it off, right? As you get your 6-piece, you're gonna get a 10,000% damage bonus. Once the patch goes live, it's gonna go from 3,750 to 10,000% damage. And we have all builds in the description reflecting that. So we have the 6-piece Nova, the 4-piece Nova, the 4-piece Singularity, and the 6-piece Singularity. So just check the description. I should have everything lined up for you. The first speed build you're gonna go into next season is going to be the Inarius LAZY-MANCER that has the easiest transition. It actually crushes everything. You know that little bone tornado that you've seen in the past? It's just fast, effective. It performs really well at a low level. I will put links in the description for everything we're talking about, so make sure to check that or check the build page for it. I would use LAZY-MANCER till about T15 or so, in which case I would swap over to the Bloodtide Blade combo since it's getting buffed really high, and the Iron Rose combo. The Iron Rose is right up here. Attacking with Siphon Blood has a 100% chance to cast Blood Nova. So you jump into a pack, you hold down your generator, it's just throwing out freaking Blood Tide Blade is throwing out Death Novas nonstop, and they're all souped up and powered up. It's one of the funnest speed builds you can play, and that's what I recommend you do T15, T16 power level with. But until then, the classic LAZY-MANCER is really amazing, and the Bone Storm hits so hard you really don't even have to do anything. The 6-piece kills on its own. The only problem is currently the set bonus doesn't affect your Bone NATO, so it doesn't actually scale into T16. But if they ever change that, it would outperform the Death Nova Blood Tide Blade combo. So once you're T16 farming with Lawn, Death Nova, from there it's literally up to you. You can play Legacy at Nightmares and really enjoy the Lawn season. You can play Thorns Lawn, which is going to be probably the strongest build in the entire game, but it's kind of boring in a way unless you like that play style. That's cool, man. You can play Lawn Corpse Lance, Lawn Singularity. Lawn Singularity is good to learn because it's going to be the Paragon speed meta. So a lot of people are going to be speed farming with Lawn Singularity, and I'll probably have a video of that soon. Lawn Corpse Lance plays just like Tregul Corpse Lance. You pop Land of the Dead, pop Simulacrum, and you kill 2 elites in one cycle. And it's really a high skill cap build, actually, doing it at a high level, but it's kind of been around for a while. If you want something new, you can play Legacy of Nightmares, Blood Tide Blade with the Iron Rose. The single target is a little weak, but you can speed farm hundreds with it pretty effectively and get some good push in. I would say it's like a solid B tier push build. And I just like how fun it is to speed with, and you can always play Lawn Singularity to push with if you want that extra power. If you are going to main Necro, I'd also recommend you look up I might find one on Diablo fans, a support Necromancer guide. I might start Necro this season, so I might do a video on it, but if I don't, I'll put a link in the description that you guys can use. You might want to learn how to play the support version, the DPS version, and maybe even level the support barb. That way, when you get into a group, you can shift and play different things for the Paragon farming meta. Support barb's really easy to do and really easy to gear for. Support Necro is really easy to gear for. I mean, you're going to be playing DPS Necro anyway. You might as well save the gear for that. So if you know what builds you're going into, you can make a laundry list of items that you need to look out for to save. That way you don't destroy really good Z gear if you want to do groups. If you want to play solo, then you don't have to worry about it. Just play solo push all the time and all that stuff. But that's going to be all for me today. Enjoy it, my Necromancer brothers and sisters. You guys are the stars of the patch. Necro's in the push meta. It's in the speed meta. Links for everything on my Patreon page. Shout out to all my new patrons that support this stream and the channel over the years. I really appreciate you guys. Follow me at twitch.tv/Bluddshed. I'll be streaming there all season long. We're going to do a 24-hour stream on launch night and like a 12-hour stream on Sunday. It's going to be a wild weekend, but I love doing it. I can't wait. Hope you guys are excited to take the journey with me. This is the Bluddshed, and I'm out of here. Peace.